Okay, it's really important to understand how very coherent and well executed narratives have been crafted by Donald Trump and the people around him about the Mueller report. I know at the end of last segment, I mentioned that they really set this entire thing up very, very astutely. And I want to dig into that a little bit more now. I'm praising Donald Trump and his team here because this is actually evil genius. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being sardonic. I don't like it. I don't think it's good for the country. I don't think it's good for people who care about truth and reality. But they are doing a textbook job of building a narrative that is sticking with his supporters and even with some centrists and leftists. All along, as we waited for the Mueller report, Trump insisted there was no collusion. His attorneys, like Rudy Giuliani, went on TV and radio, and they sort of set expectations that this could be bad. They don't think Trump truly did anything wrong, but the report could be really damaging to Trump, even though I've been telling you for more than a year, the chances of Mueller saying Trump personally colluded with Russia are, to quote myself from a year ago, almost zero. So then when the report comes out, we knew that they would be able to say, this is it. This is everything. What a waste of time this entire investigation has been. In the midst of all this, as they're waiting for the report, Trump seeks out and finds the perfect attorney general to put in to manage the report, William Barr, who doesn't even believe at a fundamental level that a president can be charged with obstruction. I mean, it's like perfect. They're doing everything right. The report comes out. Mueller's summary of the report is 300 to 400 pages, as we learned over the weekend. That's delivered to William Barr. And William Barr puts out a letter in 4 pages just perfectly fomenting the narrative for Trump and his cronies. They cherry pick pieces, including mostly things that are advantageous to Trump, excluding the vast majority of the report, using legalese that's sometimes confusing and sometimes contradictory, as I pointed out last week. And that bogus letter, in the absence of the actual report from Robert Mueller, which now they're going out of their way to hide from being published in full, becomes the basis for Donald Trump and his kids and Fox News and Rush Limbaugh and right-wing media to do the victory lap that they've been doing. They do the exoneration world tour. They're printing T-shirts that say no collusion. Trump's calling into TV shows about it. And remember, all of this is based on William Barr's bogus letter, which I said a year ago was never going to say Trump personally colluded. And we have now learned, according to William Barr himself, was not even really meant to be a comprehensive summary of the investigation. That gets us to this weekend. Donald Trump, on his victory tour, went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and within 90 seconds of starting his speech, lies and says that the report found no obstruction. Now, the one of the very few quotes from Mueller's actual summary that William Barr included in his letter was that Robert Mueller cannot exonerate Donald Trump from obstruction. And yet, here's Donald Trump in the first minute and a half of his victory speech at Grand Rapids, Michigan.
The special counsel completed its report and found no collusion and no obstruction.
That is a lie. That's a lie. I mean, there's no other way to say it. We don't know what the underlying evidence is, but even Barr's report admits that Trump was not exonerated from collusion. Mueller was not able to exonerate Donald Trump from collusion, but it doesn't matter. They've played this perfectly. And as I said last Monday, unless something changes, Donald Trump is quickly accelerating towards re-election in 2020. And I mean, you know, we joke around, Pat. Sometimes people call in, they say, David, can you name things that you agree with Donald Trump with? And I have like a couple minor things that I happen to agree with him on. This is not that I agree with him, but I can't say anything other than they've played this really, really well.
Yeah, really well, especially putting Attorney General William Barr in there. They had the time to do it because the investigation took a long time. Also, Trump lies all the time, so it's not like the media is going to report on this specific lie. Furthermore, Trump supporters aren't going to fact check Trump. They're not going to read the 4-page summary or letter for themselves, so he's able to get away with it. And then ultimately, obstruction of justice is supposed to be something taken up by Congress, not by the Attorney General. So if we get the full report and Democrats decide they do want to take up Trump on obstruction of justice, try to impeach him, then it's going to be seen by many as the witch hunt that Trump called it in the first place. Like, this has already been litigated. The DOJ has already exonerated Trump for obstruction of justice. Why is Congress looking into it? So they have definitely played it perfectly.
No question about it. And okay, I mean, now what? I mean, the Mueller grand jury actually is continuing. A lot of people don't know that. There may well be more indictments. The Trump financial fraud cases continue. The fraud also continues, I would argue. Trying to get Trump's taxes continues. Southern District of New York continues. But I say forget about it. I mean, let them do their work. Something might come from it, but none of those things are 2020 strategies. I'm going to talk about that in the next segment with David Ferris. Democrats need to put together a strong platform and a winning candidate. And so far, I'm not feeling any confidence that that is what Democrats are doing for the time being. So let it all continue to happen. But you've got to start dealing seriously with how are you going to defeat Trump in 2020? Because that's the most direct path to actually removing him from the White House, as I've been saying now for a long time. One of today's sponsors is privacy.com/Pakman. This is a free service that I've actually been using myself for a while now, and I love it. You just take a few seconds to link your debit card or bank account to privacy.com's mobile app or browser extension for Firefox and Chrome. And what that does is allow you to instantly create virtual credit cards that are linked to your bank account so that you're not actually putting your real debit card number on the internet. And you use these virtual credit card numbers to buy things online. And with one click of a button, you have the ability to create multiple virtual cards, delete cards, freeze and unfreeze cards. You can put a limit on a card so a company won't be able to charge you more than you actually want them to. And it protects you from being hacked. It protects you from companies being hacked, which we've been talking about for a while on the program. And it's perfect for signing up for free trials somewhere if you don't want your real credit card number to be exposed and on file. And their app and browser extension let you autofill the virtual credit card number into the credit card field when you're buying things online. There are a ton of different advantages to shopping and paying bills with a system like this. Everything is totally secure and encrypted. And in some situations, you can earn 5% cash back on your purchases. It's all completely free. All you have to do is click the link under this video to get started. And for a limited time, everybody in our audience who signs up gets $5 towards your first purchase when you sign up using that link below.